Test. 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 You might have to wiggle that thing. The red thing. Test. 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 But it's 20 seconds behind. Test.
Good evening, everybody. I call to order the regular town council meeting of Town of Holly Ridge on October 14, 2025. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to everybody that's here and everybody that's viewing it online. So we are fortunate to have Pastor Bobby Owens from the Gathering Church who will do our invocation. Pastor Owens, please.
Again, just let me thank you for the honor and privilege that I get to open the meeting in prayer. So let's give thanks and ask God's blessing. Father, tonight we thank you again just for the blessing that you've already poured out upon us, that we get to come together as community. God, one of the things I enjoy about what you've shown us and taught us is that cities, towns, Holly Ridge is not a building, it's not a government, it's people. It's people in community. And God, you have given us direction for community. You've said that we should love one another. And so, God, I thank you for that opportunity. I thank you, God, that in a meeting like this, we have leadership and leaders. And I thank you for this mayor and this council and all the town staff and folks who work here. Just pray your blessing upon them and ask, God, that you would give them wisdom and direction. Tonight in this meeting, I just pray, God, that you would just, as you are, a part of every meeting, we know that you abide here. So, God, help us to give you honor and to exalt you in all things. And we thank you for the time together. We ask for wisdom, direction. God, just help us to be good neighbors. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please stand up for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Town Manager, are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, sir. Under 9A, I'm sorry, 10B, new business, expenditure for security camera system for an amount not to exceed $12,000. And also under closed session, attorney-client privilege, as well as personnel.
Okay, thank you. All right, may I have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Zabiki,
Second.
second by Councilman Massiano. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I said yes. Okay, thank you. Agenda, amended agenda is adopted. Okay. Thanks again for everybody who is here and those viewing online. Last week, we had a working session of this council regarding Holly Plaza situation. The council discussed possible next step, but as we discussed, this is a long-term project and it'll take several months and maybe years. And the citizens obviously will provide feedback. We're going to discuss this more today as one of the items on the agenda, and you will hear more about it from the council. Okay, now we're going to item 5, person wishing to address the town council. I'd like to thank for those people who signed up to speak. I would respectfully request to keep your comments to 3 minutes. I would also please ask you to not to direct your comment to any person on the council or any of the town staff. Please your comments to general discussion and to general discussions. The topic should be related to those areas that council has control of. The council members may or may not, at their discretion, respond to your comments. Thank you again, and Town Manager, please read the names.
Bud Taylor.
Mr. Taylor?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council, neighbors. My name's Bud Taylor. I serve on the Land Use Committee, and I've lived in Holly Ridge for a long time. Long enough to see this town change, to grow, and to show what it's capable of when we all pull in the same direction. Lately, though, I think we can all agree it's gotten a little off track. The tone online, especially on social media, has turned ugly. What used to be a place for community information, local pride, has become a place calling each other crooks and idiots. That's not who we are. It's not what this town stands for. The town's Facebook page is meant to inform residents, not to host a daily episode of Ask the Facebook Terms. When that kind of behavior starts showing up on official pages, it not only makes the town look bad, it makes all of us look bad. Turning off comments isn't about silencing anyone. It's about drawing a line between public information and public brawling. People still have every opportunity to share their opinions, right here in these meetings, email, by phone, God forbid, face-to-face, town hall. The First Amendment protects speech. It doesn't protect abuse. This came up last month, and I'd encourage the council to move forward on it now. This isn't about sides or politics. It's about how we treat each other as neighbors. It's about respect, responsibility, and making this a town that we can all be proud to live in. We can do better than that. I believe we will do better than that. So let's set an example. Let's take the high road, make our town pages and our town a place for information, not confrontation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
Joe Carrera.
Joe Correa, 202 Summer Nights Way, Holly Ridge. Mayor, Council, thank you for having me tonight. In reference to the October 7th meeting that you mentioned, Mr. Mayor, about the Holly Plaza property, I was tasked to kind of reach out to some higher education institutions and see if maybe we could get some type of program associated with them in helping us decide on what we want to do with that property. So I started local and kind of spread out on that. UNCW, Coastal Carolina University, Cape Fear Community College. Unfortunately, they have no engineering programs that would suffice on what we would need, like in civil engineering. Reach out to, via website, to Eastern ESU. They were the same. So I spread the net a little bit wider. Went to North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. It was promising. They have a very nice civil engineering there. I exchanged a couple emails with the department chair of the Architectural and Civil Environmental Engineering. They said thanks, but no thanks. They just don't have that type of program there. So where we're at right now is with NC State in Raleigh. They have a city design and a civil engineering program, which I thought was really going to fit in. Heard back from the director there and said thanks, but no thanks. But they have a service there. It's called the Center for Urban Affairs and Community Services, which really sounds like it might fit in. So where we are right now with that is I have an outstanding email from them, and I hope to hear from them pretty soon, and maybe we can capitalize on that. Questions for me?
Which, in regards to the urban affairs and community service, can you elaborate on what that entails, or can they share?
Yeah, so it's not a classroom setting with NC State. It's set off, my understanding of it, and they have customers that come to them and ask for different services. One of them is community design. I suppose there's going to be a fee toward that, but we'll go down that street if we get closer to it.
That's great.
So right now, yeah, hopefully we'll get a positive response from it. Anything else?
Appreciate you looking into it, though.
Yeah, and if not, we'll spread our wings a little bit wider and find somebody else.
Great, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Correa.
April Altier. I'm sorry. Altier. Okay.
Forward to it.
That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. I know it takes a lot of courage to get up and speak here, so Thank you for those of you, and thank you, Joe, for following up on what we discussed last week. Okay, going to number 6, we have two guest speakers, and I'm going to read a little background about our first speaker. As I mentioned, in the past, we live in a great county that provides a variety of services. We hope to continue using these services for the benefit of city of Holly Ridge and its citizens. We have had participation from Health Department on the topics of general health and mental health. We hope to continue these efforts to help our citizens. Tonight, we have Mr. Clay Calhoun, who is County's Senior Citizen Services Director. Mr. Calhoun is a 20-year veteran of the U.S. Navy with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and master's degree in business administration. Since joining Onslow County in 2007, he has served in various capacities, including with the Health Department and the Business and Administration Office for Consolidated Human Services. In 2019, he was appointed as a Director of Senior Services, a position in which he continues to serve. At this council meeting, he will deliver a brief PowerPoint presentation to provide an overview of programs and services offered by Senior Services, which includes nutrition sites, home-delivered meals, limited general and medical transportation, in-home personal care, Medicaid services, and disabled adults, and a variety of other senior services. Mr. Calhoun, thank you for being here, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Town Council, Town Manager. Thank you. We're working on our PowerPoint here. So it's a pleasure. I'm going to, if I may, Town Council, speak to the citizens out there. It's a pleasure to be here representing Onslow County. And I see many of you are my constituents, so I want you to think about this. That's a joke. All right, so at Onslow County Senior Services, we're in a temporary location at 4955 Richlands Highway. These are my 7 divisions that are primarily that we take care of, and I'll go into each of them briefly. We have an adult daycare, which is named New Life Enrichment Adult Daycare Center. This is a fee-based program that for adults that may need a little extra care when their loved ones or they're working or need a break for respite. You can bring them to our center, sign up for a small fee. We'll take care of them for that day. We do have 24 slots that are available, but we can have up to 40 people. We don't can have 24 at one time. There is a limited home and community care block grant, which I'll refer to as HCCDB throughout the presentation. And this is for those who cannot afford to pay, that the block grant will cover that cost. Unfortunately, because we're in a temporary location, we had to close the daycare for about 1.5 years now. We are hoping to get back into our building and open daycare back up in May of 2026. This is the Community Alternatives Program for Disabled Adults, formerly called CAPDA. This is a Medicaid program that takes care of to keep disabled adults in their home instead of being institutionalized. It's a supplemental program. It's not a primary program. The difference about this for the Medicaid, it only counts for the individual for financial, does not count for the whole entire household. The state controls our waiting list. We have 150 slots available. Currently, we're slotted at 132. So there's 18 folks that the state can send down to us. Congregate Nutrition. This is under the HCCB program. This is for older adults aged 60 and older. Provides a no-cost lunch meal. We do require reservations because there is a cost for us to get the meal, so we ask for a 24-hour reservation. And we have 5 locations throughout Onslow County. One of them, the closest to you, will be here in Sneaks Ferry, where the old post office library was. And I'll go over the other locations in another slide. We have what's called home-delivered meals, a.k.a. Meals on Wheels, but we cannot use that because Meals on Wheels is copyrighted, but it's home-delivered meals. And so this is for individuals age 60 and older who cannot prepare a meal or no one in the home can prepare a meal for lunch. We have volunteers that will come to our centers, pick up the meals, and deliver that to their home. So they at least have one nutritious meal a day. It requires volunteers, and so we are, every time I get an opportunity to talk, I ask for volunteers. So if you want to do a little volunteerism in Onslow County, please reach out to us. OUT we actually, for our transportation, we use a vendor. And, I'm sorry, my phone just went off, county manager. We use a vendor for deliver meals and transportation for medical in general throughout the county. No cost to seniors age 60 and older. But if you're under 60 and you want to come to a senior center, there is a small fee that ALS will charge you to get you to the center and pick you back up. This is my in-home aid department. I have 22 aides currently that go into the home. We have 2 levels. Level 2 is for those who need assistance with daily living activities, i.e. like bathing, toileting, dressing. So we'll send an aide into your home for about 2 hours to assist those seniors with that need. That helps keep them in the home so that they maintain general health. And we even do some small errands and take them to the grocery store, pick up groceries for them. Once a week, we'll do that for them. For level 3, this is someone who needs a little extra care. We'll give you up to 4 hours of care in your home. Under the block grant, no cost to you. All we ask, though, if you can afford some donations to help supplement the program, that enables us to go farther with more people in the community. In-home respite care. This is not for the client. This is for the caregiver. We'll sign you up. We'll send an aide into the home to allow the caregiver to leave the home, run errands, get a break, and our CNAs will hang out in the home and provide care and attention to your loved one. The senior center, this is what we call Disneyland up in Jacksonville. This is where all the clients come in, and we have a host of education activities. We have classes. We have cornhole. We have shuffleboard. We have pool tables, puzzles. Whatever the clients want, we do. Currently, I'm limited to 77 people at my current location. When we move back into the new facility, we're going to have up to about 140 people that can hang out at any given time, unless the fire marshals will extend our occupancy limits. I'll look back at these guys. Okay, these are the locations. The closest one for you all would be 242 Sneeds Ferry Road, and it's open 9 to 1. This is the nutrition side, and there's activities that's done from 9 to 1, and the seniors themselves that come there will do the activities, plan the activities, Bible studies, whatever the group wants. It's y'all's location, not our location. I just have somebody there to make sure the meals are taken care of and that they don't go too cold or too warm. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that council may have.
Mr. Calhoun, are you providing any of these services to citizens of Holly Ridge right now?
Yes, Holly Ridge, Topsail, Sneaks Ferry.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sneeds Ferry Road is what?
It is a nutritious site,
No, no,
242.
It's,
242 Sneaks Ferry Road.
okay, that's not one of the main highways then?
No, that's off the beaten path. I will say that my leadership is looking at a larger facility to maybe bring more services here. We're calling it a community resource center or a community hub.
Got it.
Thank you, Mr. Calhoun. The slides that Mr. Calhoun has will be on town website tomorrow or the next day. And I appreciate your time, and thank you very much for traveling down to talk to
Oh,
us.
no problem. Thank you, Mayor, Town Council, Town Manager, citizens. Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is Mr. Tom Dean, one of the leading business leaders in our community and a good friend. The Dean Company is a fourth-generation wood product company. I think there are a couple of slides that we can show. The Dean Company is a fourth-generation wood product company with the fifth generation currently working to take over the reins in the next decade. Yeah, there we go. All right. Their products are manufactured at their facility in Camp Davis, right next to the, right along the side of Highway 17. And Camp Davis Industrial Park, they manufacture wood products for marines industry, particularly custom sport fishing boats and the high-end residential and commercial construction sector. Mr. Dean has operated his companies here in Holly Ridge since 2004. Tom, thank you for being here.
I'm not too good of a public speaker, so you're going to have to roll with me. Good evening, Mayor Pete, Mr. Gregg, Ms. Pam. Good to see you. Good evening, Mr. Patty, Mr. Sabrisky, Sabicki.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry
That's
if
okay.
I mess this up. And Mr. and Miss Iago.
Merci.
We're going to get there.
That's perfect.
Sorry I've not had the opportunity to meet you guys, but look forward to meeting you in the near future and getting to know you better. My name is Tom Dean, and our company is located over in Camp Davis Industrial Park around the corner. I've been operating up here in Holly Ridge since 2004 when the Rollins family bought the bacon plant. I was one of the first tenants with them back then. I had to take off for a couple years during the Depression as everybody's business kind of went to the tanks, but was happy to return back home about 10 years ago. I was able to purchase the property from the Rollins family 4 years ago, so I'm happy to be a stakeholder here in Holly Ridge. I've seen quite a bit of changes over the past 20 years. Not as much as Greg and Ms. Pam have, but we've sure seen a lot. Our company supplies wood products from around the world, as Pete mentioned. We've put wood on boats all the way back to the old Chris Crafts. If y'all remember on Golden Pond, the beautiful old Chris Crafts, we probably supplied that wood. We also manufacture moldings, stair treads, decking products, and other upper-end residential products for the commercial and residential real estate market. And most of the products that we sell, we manufacture right over here in the backyard. I'd like to take the opportunity to let you know what a great staff we have working for ourselves. Heather, town manager, Chief Sorg, Mr. Brandon, and the ladies and gentlemen at Fire and Rescue, Ms. Rachel at Parks and Rec, Mr. Mike at Public Works, Mr. Nate at Development, and Mr. Chuck in Finance, and of course all their team members. They're all great. It's been one of the most fabulous staffs I've ever worked with in my almost 40 years of business. They really make things work, and they're always so helpful in helping us find our way through what we need to find out to get things done from a business standpoint. There's a lot going on up here in the future, and it's very bright in Holly Ridge. With the right staff and leadership in place, we can make sure the growth here in Holly Ridge is managed properly and right, and we have them in place. One of the main reasons we moved up here from New Hanover County and Pender County was getting things done was a two-way street. It's always been a two-way street. Town staff is always helpful. They've made the process easier to manage projects and get things done the right way. That's what it takes to be successful, and it brings a fruitful relationships to our community. For many years, we operated in downtown Wilmington, and the larger it grew, the worse it got. Instead of keeping it simple, it got more complex and more difficult to do very simple things. And you just got to go. It doesn't work well. There's some things, some would like the world to stop. Sometimes I think it would too, but it's not possible. At the same time, we can't have explosion of growth without guardrails. Our current staff is very well versed in what's coming up, how it's come to be, surely looking out for the best of our interest of our community. We've been here a long time, and many of us like the way it works and runs, and believe me, it makes sense. They know what's worked and they know what hasn't. Businesses like stability. That's what brings businesses to growth. Communities can't just rely on residential property alone, so please continue to be pro-business and pro-growth. That will help attract more and more of the great companies like we've added over the past decades. Chris has brought a great deal out here with the Sanctum. We've got Onslow Bay over in the park. We've got Crete Solutions. We've got two more guys coming in, the lawn care service. It's been a really nice situation for business owners like me to be able to not run into a bunch of roadblocks. And if there's a roadblock, there's an answer. And these guys have been just wonderful in helping us get through that. local long-term and people that grew up here, they know a lot better than some of us. That's why it's so nice being up here. We're just talking about people, people, and people. The whole thing that we rely on everywhere is about people. It's about relationships, and that helps us get through it. And I think that's the most important thing that we got going up here in Holly Ridge. It's good people, good places, helps us get through it all. I appreciate everything y'all have done. Appreciate everything staff's done to help us. We really enjoy it, look forward to being here and watching my son, who is fifth generation, be able to take over the reins and turn it into the next thing. So thank you all. Thanks, staff. Thank you, community, for having us up here.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
What do you foresee for Holly Ridge? Why are you here tonight telling us about Point Fortin?
Well, we are here to promote good business relationships here
In what relationship?
with the town,
Doing what?
helping businesses grow, successful businesses coming to town and being able to operate without a bunch of roadblocks. So having a great staff, a great town council to help businesses come along, because it's coming here, right? Business is coming this way. So we need to do it easily, right? So it doesn't need to be a bunch of roadblocks. You need to have a great staff that helps you get through everything so that we can all be successful.
But what does the Dean Company, what is your relationship to these businesses coming in?
I'm just part of the community. I want to see the community grow. So I don't have any relationships with businesses. I just want us, as a community, to be pro-business and pro-growth. If we're not pro-business, we're not going to bring the businesses here that need to come here to employ the people that want to live here. So that's the purpose.
Do you have any idea as to what businesses are coming here?
No, ma'am, I don't. I just know that we've got a whole bunch of them coming in the industrial park.
Thank you, Tom. Just for our guests, Tom, that includes you, feel free, we have we potentially have a long meeting, so feel free to leave as you please. Okay, we are going to item number 7, Town Manager Report. Heather, please.
Thank you, Mayor. So unfortunately, we had to cancel the zombie run. We only had one participant that signed up, even after last month's plea in the regular council meeting. So we're gonna try to do that again next year. We have been advertising it since August, so it was a little disheartening to hear people say they hadn't seen it anywhere. So that just goes to, similar to this month, we're sending out the buzz in hard copies, so we hope that that will help spread information about the current happenings in town. Parks and Rec and town staff are gearing up for the hometown Christmas event. This year, there will be one change. Historically, our vendors that come on that day have complained due to low sales. So we're actually gonna pull the vendors out, and Rachel and her team have worked together to create a new event called the Holly Jolly Sip and Stroll. It will be in partnership with Sandpiper Brewing. The vendors will be able to sign up, sell their goods, so we're hoping that will be a successful event, so be on the lookout for those sign-ups. Should be a fun time. Public Works will be out on the road next month, starting to install the Christmas decorations, so please just be on the lookout. We'll post that on our social media. We just ask that everyone merge over, give them room to work. We want to make sure they all go home in the evenings. The town was awarded a $500,000 PARTIF grant. The Parks and Recreation staff, our consultants, Wither Ravenel, myself, we all worked on that. It was quite the heavy lift, but we got it across the finish line. So currently, town staff is working to gather proposals for the playground and the splash pad, and we hope to have those presented to you in the new year coming up. We were able to finally get the fiber installed so live streaming should be smooth now, we hope. And that's across all buildings. And then the last thing I want to say is to the current council and the candidates that are running for office. And I want to be clear because there seems to be confusion. We, as employees, want to be left out of the political back and forth. We don't support a particular candidate. We work at the pleasure of the board. I work at the pleasure of the board. The employees work under me. No matter who is sitting in that seat, we have to follow them. We cannot go against what the council says. So if they set policy, such as not turning off Facebook comments, that doesn't mean that the very next day we can go in and turn off Facebook comments. When they give directives, it has to be followed. I've seen multiple times this week on social media instances where people are quoting what my staff is saying to them. And if anyone in the community has any questions about anything that myself, my department heads, or my employees have to say, you can find us at our respective buildings. We'll be more than happy to talk to whomever has any questions. We'll be glad to answer questions, show you around, whatever the case may be. But having one-on-one conversations would be much better than trying to drag my department heads and my employees into the political back and forth. So I would respectfully ask that the employees are left out of it moving forward, please.
Thank you, Town Manager. Okay, going to item 8, consent agenda, that's in your packet. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Hines,
Second.
second by Councilman Zabiki. Any discussions on the consent agenda? How do you vote? Huh?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, the consent agenda is approved. All right, going to item 9, this sort of follow-up to what Heather said. Item 9A, I'd like to add a bit of a context here, and then we'll have some council discussion when we talk about the recommendation. No, it's part of the consent. Okay. So, again, a bit of a context. Last month, during the council meeting, we discussed social media policy. We received many comments and opinions. The council had the choice to turn off the comment and voted to wait for a social media policy when it's developed. The council delayed any decisions at that meeting, and the council did not receive any comments. The town manager and attorney have made some recommendations that's in your packet. One of course, just remember this started thanks to Mayor Pro Tem Paddy. He did an initial draft, and the town manager and the attorney worked through this. So the question was, it was a concern about put someone in charge of judging the content and the content of the comments. It's inevitable that someone will complain if anybody would make a judgment and delete any comments. And, the violation of the comments is a sort of a high bar. Since last month, we have received a lot of critiques that we are not doing anything about it, including myself when I was being interviewed. Now, you see the proposed policy here in your packet. And again, thanks to Mayor Pro Tem for starting the conversation. But the proposed policy now leads for one person in the town staff to make the comments, of course, the public information officer. I would request that as we make this decision, think about this council and the council that's coming up and the mayor that's coming up. And when we put a person in charge of this decision, we have to unconditionally support their decision-making, so there can't be any questions about their decision-making. And that's a very difficult thing to do. So I'd like to open the floor to the council discussion. And again, this particular, I make an exception, and there are some council candidate, and of course, the mayor candidate is she here? The mayor candidate is here too, so you can join the conversation out of respect for potentially the future that you'll be on the council. So I open the discussion for the council regarding the draft document that has been given to you regarding the policy.
Are we allowed to approve as is? I mean, I know we have the red redacted one that's been out. Is there a cleaned up version, or this is it?
This is,
She wanted to see
Okay.
the changes because, again, my comment is whoever follows this policy needs to be supported by all of us, no matter who is sitting here.
Well, I agree, we need to have a policy, so I wish we could have just knocked it out last month. So I'm ready to put something in place. I don't know about you guys. Josh, do you have an opinion on the edits, or?
No, I'm okay with it too.
Pam?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with an employee. If you look at these, the content of this policy, it's pretty easy to say something that promotes discrimination against race, creed, religion. It's all pretty clear. We all, especially in this day and age, we're all very aware of how we should talk and how we should act. And I don't have a problem with a town staff member using this policy to manage the Facebook page. I personally don't want the comments off because it's taken so long for us to get the community involved in making comments and calling in. And if this is a vehicle that we can get people's input, then I hate to turn it off. So my say would be this is fine as it is.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't think this is saying turn it off though, Pam, just so I'm hearing you clearly. This is
I know,
just.
that's what we talked about
Right,
last
right.
time.
Yeah, I agree. We don't turn it off, but we
Yeah,
need
last
to.
time we talked about, one of the options was turn it off,
Correct.
and I just didn't want us to go back there.
Yeah, I want to get food.
We need, let's see.
Wait a minute.
it was
I'm
included
sorry.
in the
Yep.
agenda packet. It's on the town's website.
It went out before, on the town website, prior to the meeting. That's the reason we saw it too as well.
Greg, any comment? Ms. Royal, you have any comments about, and Joe? Any comments about the social media? Ms. Royal? Okay. All right, again,
Mayor, can we move this down the agenda so they'll have time to look at it?
yep,
I think she has a question up here.
please, could you? I know it's hard,
Just
but it's
stand up and
easier
say
for...
your name.
So I'm April Altieri, 100 Whispering Pine Lane, Holly Ridge. And I just have a question on this. I mean, I agree that there has to be some policing of social media because some of the stuff just gets crazy. But the idea of having one person, I can see in the situation, but the verbiage that's got me worried is you're going to trust him 100% or her, and you're not going to say a word. I mean, they can do what they want when they want, and I don't think any employee should have
Right,
that
so
authority.
the policy states that the public information officer will be responsible based on the bar that we set to decide if a comment is appropriate or not. And that is what the point that I was making earlier, is that, first of all, having multiple layers of approval is just going to create cycles.
No, I understand that, but you said that that the council was going to support them 100% no matter what.
Right, once you give them that responsibility, we are then have to support them, the decision-making. Now, if they make the wrong decision, we can discuss it, but, I mean,
Everything's safe too, so just clarify that. Everything that is, the public information officer, if they find something they deem that is inappropriate and they take it down, it's going to be saved forever. So in the event that person that wrote that comment wants to challenge it, they could easily bring it up to the town manager and just say, so everything's going to be saved in perpetuity forever. Yeah.
Sorry, can we go back to the,
No,
mic, please? Please.
no, they want, it's not a back and forth with the person who wrote it. It's just a decision to eliminate that comment or not, or save that, hide that comment or not. The point that I was making is once you give somebody the responsibility, we and whoever is sitting up here need to support them. We can't
Which is
criticize every
true.
decision.
To a degree. I mean,
I
they
think
just
what you're
can't,
saying is,
they can't have a free-for-all.
I think what you're saying is you're worried that it's one person and one person only. Who has access to the town page right now?
I'm sorry.
Who
Can
has
you-
access to the town page, who can post things? They don't delete comments,
The-
but they could. Who has access to it right now?
The public information officer, myself, and the town clerk.
Okay, so I think she's getting at that maybe a check and balance should be instituted.
Right,
To have
correct.
more than one person, just to have support. Not so much to have this process every single time, but to have some kind of support to make sure.
Like maybe a backup that,
Right.
you know, if I made a complaint to you about a comment that was made on Facebook and he deleted it because he had the authority, I just think there needs to be some backup before the final decision is made.
Well, I can tell you right now, number 1 says, any content or comments that do not relate to the town authority of the town or topics regarding which was posted, is not going to be a part of it. So that's going to eliminate pretty much 99.9% of all the dumbassery that's been happening. Because it's only going to be focused on what is posted. That, number 1 in itself, is going to solve pretty much all of our problems. For the town.
I just have a problem with one person having the say all.
It's not one person, it's 3. They just have the authority. It's going to be oversight.
Okay.
It's
Well,
gonna- and
that's
it's gonna
not
be
what it
saved
says,
forever.
though.
Right.
So that's my.
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking. Yes, sir.
Bud Taylor, again. So I just read through that, and my understanding is that the approach we're going to take is a limited forum approach legally. So that's what we're doing instead of, so you guys don't want to turn it off. So you'd rather take the liability of having one person on your staff who makes the decisions that open you up for liability and litigation based on a free speech issue when you have a limited forum. Are you legal? Yeah, that's the attorney. Because this is going all the way to SCOTUS. Like, the Supreme Court's already ruled on this, guys. Like, I have pages of stuff right here that I had copies for y'all if you'd like to see it. But it's a much safer and easier solution to turn them off, because then you're not judging as a town if there's a political issue, who gets their comments deleted, who doesn't. And it's very specific in all of the precedents for this, that when you start doing that is when there are issues legally. I mean, the UNC School of Government says it, ACLU says it, Supreme Court says it. Like, obviously you guys can do it the way you want, but for me, that's not a very good idea to leave it open, particularly for one person on staff who's going to make those decisions and open the town up for those kinds of liabilities.
Are you asking to turn them off forever?
Across the board. Well,
Forever,
at least,
or to turn them off if there's an issue?
I think there's already an issue. I think we're skirting around the
So
elephant
that's
in
not,
the room.
what, right now, yes. How about like 6 months from now?
So that's where I think the council comes in. But right now, here's what it looks like, with all respect, guys, and I'm probably not the only person in the room. It looks like the comments are being left on because they're mainly coming from a place of attacking political opponents to people that are sitting on the council and in mayor seats now. Now, I certainly hope that that's not what it is. I've known a bunch of you for years, but that's the murmurs in town. You're here to support the constituents, and that's what the public's saying, okay? So, again, for me, the way you deal with that is you shut it off for everyone. They have their personal Facebook pages. I just got up here and spoke about. They have all these other ways and alleys that they can have their voices known. They can email, they can go to the town council or town hall. But again, for me, when you start picking and choosing what comments don't get up, and you're basing it on something that's fairly thin as far as, oh, well, it's not on the topic. Now you have one person deciding it's not on the topic. A good attorney is going to say, oh, but it was this way and that way. So that's
And you know, Bud, we heard it the other way. If you turn it all off, it's unfair too. So it's like
Why-
pick your poison. You know?
why is it unfair to turn it all off?
Because people, you're violating my First Amendment rights. I can't say anything.
No,
on
sir,
it.
you're not. You're not. It's already been to court for that, Bill. Like, it literally, the government has a municipality has no duty to give a public forum on a social media site. You guys are now accepting liability by giving them a partial forum. And then you're going to police that and in turn decide who gets comments up and who doesn't. It's already gone. Like I have, can I give you guys a copy of this?
Yeah. I mean, we've been going through this for, 60 days now, and our attorney's been through it. And trust me, a lot of the other municipalities all have their social media policies. We didn't have one in place at all. Yeah. So we're trying to do our due diligence to do it right for everyone.
I got it, if I have all this over the other one.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, sir, were those documents from the Supreme Court rulings you were discussing?
They have the links to the Supreme Court. They have UNC School of Government. They have all of the citations on the sheet of the court documents or the court cases.
Sam, any comments from you?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I mean, first of all, we can't get into the advice that we've given to council. You know, those conversations about the legal,
Speak loud.
I can't speak any louder than I am. I'm trying. First of all, I can't get into what advice we've given to council. You know, as Mr. Masiago said, you know, we've been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Mayor Pro Tem Patty has provided a fair amount of legal research as well. We've been in touch with the School of Government. Ultimately, the decision on which option the council wants to go with is a political decision. So we give advice and then they make the decision. So I can't really get into what advice we've given them other than we've given them advice. And this is the path that council has chosen to go down. And without putting words in their mouth, I believe what I've heard through Corey Lee, who's the normal town attorney, and her reports of conversations with Heather, is that the council wants people to have a voice, to be able to come and comment on town matters. And they've worked really hard to get the public to participate. And now that they're getting some public participation, they don't want to shut it down. But again, ultimately, that's a policy decision to be made by council.
Obviously, yes, thank you.
So from what I understand, is turn off comments is just a tool that we have if things get out of hand. And speaking to UNC School of Government, and doing my research, I think that's where you're coming from. It's a tool. To do it across the board and not ever have it on, that's not an option. But given the climate right now, I understand what you're talking about, and I think that's what you're saying.
It is. I mean,
Given
if
what's
it's-
happening right now.
90
that's a
days or whatever,
tool-
but
That's a tool that we can implement, and whether that's in policy and whoever's charged with the policy, not one person, or one person and the overseers, make that decision because a post has gone so far off topic and inappropriate, then that's a decision that has to be made. I, as a council person, cannot stand up here and say, turn off all comments right now. Turn off all comments for 6 months. I'm not gonna say that. But it should be a tool, because you can clean up what Phil said, half the stuff that's been going on, including what you see today, that I'm all over it today. I guess I have to go work out a little bit more. I'm a chubby Machiavellian type of guy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things that, you know, hey, it's getting a little out of hand, has nothing to do with anything. This post is 3 days old. Let's just turn off comments for this one. nobody's looking at this. So I think it should be a tool. But we can't vote, we can't stand up here and vote on every single post, every single time. But I think it's a tool. And legally, it is a tool. And I know where you're coming from. So whether we turn them off now or not, I'm not gonna say that, because given the climate right now, I don't know how I feel.
Well, but this council has to make a decision, so.
I'm gonna vote for the social media policy, and to implement it, and about turning off all comments, obviously that's not an option across the board, but it should be a tool. Right?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. So we have, I guess we have
Well,
two.
can I follow it
Council,
up with a question? Mayor Pro Tem Pam?
Yes.
If that is a tool, how will we get that in, how will we start it? In other words, if the concern right now is we need to shut it off for a while, would we have to vote on that? Sorry. Would we have to vote on that?
It gotta be a post by post kind of idea. You know, if you got 60 comments and it's just people attacking each other back and forth, and has nothing to do with the post, and it's just calling citizens out,
Then you're just using the policy.
then you're just using the policy and turning it off.
Okay. Just
I
wanted
mean,
to see
it's
what you
common
were doing.
sense, correct?
I agree with common sense. I understand where Bud's coming from too. Like, we're, damn if we do, damn if we don't, but we gotta put out, we gotta stick to something. So, Josh, do you wanna make a motion or no?
Is the turning off comments an option, a tool, in the policy?
In this,
I didn't see turn on
No.
comments.
Does it have to be
No, it's
stated that that's a tool in the policy?
right now, it's,
So right now, it's not. Town attorney, does that have to be stated directly, or can it be inferred as a tool?
I think in order to give staff clarity, it needs to be specific, if that's a tool that you expect them to use, rather than going post by post and saying, well, this post is not talking about matters related to the original post. You know, you're going to be going through and cherry picking them the way that it's currently written. If you wanted there to be, I think based on the posts that I've seen, you're going to end up shutting off comments on every post that's made. I mean, the one that was just made today that was referenced, that you referenced a moment ago, I mean, that was about a senior project or something, and next thing
I
you
gotta
know.
hit the gym, apparently.
Yeah. I asked Heather to show it to me, and she, obviously the post about you was not related to the original post. And I suspect that's the case with almost every post that's made right now, is that it probably quickly devolves into that type of speech.
So my fear is if it's that information or that language is not in the policy, then that's never, ever going to be a tool, which could be dangerous as well. So, can we vote on this, make an
You wanna
amendment to add that?
recommend to add that, yeah.
Well, part of this, the beginning of the policy says that the town reserves the right to delete submissions that do not. Is that not the statement you're looking for? I mean, I was just curious.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
You want it written more clear in there?
just as a tool, because I think Corey Lead said it could be a tool to be added. If it get, or else you're just sitting here parsing each comment, one by one.
So what is your changes?
You wanna add like a number 8?
If I may, counsel, one quick additional thought is, if you do expect staff to, cut off comments on a particular post, that you set some guardrails around, is it one post that's not on point that causes the rest of it to get shut down? Or is it two, or is it some guidelines? Because the public information officer is gonna have to determine, has this crossed a threshold where we're shutting off all comments, or does this only arise to the level where we're removing a specific comment? So I think, they need some clear guidelines, otherwise they're gonna be the target of being accused of doing things that were biased or whatnot. So, Mayor Pro Tem Patty, I think it makes sense to add the specific shutting down comments altogether if that's what council wants to see happen on a particular post. But giving them some clear guidelines. Is it a one shot and you're out? Is it 3 strikes and you're out? What's the standard?
So why don't we approve the current policy, and then we can amend it at a later time in terms of that idea, so we can wrap our heads around those parameters. So I'll make a motion to approve the social media policy.
Second.
Second, motion by Mayor Pro Tem Patty, second by Councilman Zabiki. Any discussions? Any more discussions? Okay, how do you vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, so we are adopting this policy, and potentially as we go forward, it may get amended by whoever is sitting up here. Is that good? You good?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mayor, our
Yes.
public information officer would like to address the board, if you would allow.
please.
Thank you guys for having me up here. As the public information officer, I just want everyone to know the situation that I'm in with monitoring social media. I do not like to see any negativity going on through this small town that I call home either. With that being said, I want to make sure that everything for the community is respectful and in the right tone, and no one is being disrespected. However, I cannot do anything that I am not instructed to do by my council. And so I want you guys to know that I'm here for you guys, but I also, it's a work in progress, right? As council goes, if they vote this policy in, this is a step in the right direction. It is not to take away anyone's free speech, and I want you guys to know that deep down. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to work with you guys, but I want you to know we want to do it respectfully. That's all I have. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Amber. Okay, going, I'm sorry. Could you come up here so we can record it?
It's not a bad idea.
I feel like we're up in town hall.
John Matthew, 211 Road, Holly Ridge. I hear what everybody's saying, but, you know, a lot goes on after y'all go home. So I think that really make it, if it's possible, just turn off all comments, so the public can't see it. The comments can still come in. I don't know if it's possible to come into a Facebook post but not be visible, and then flip them back on once you go through them. Otherwise, it turns into a mess. And weekends are a mess. I mean, it's getting awful.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you,
they
John.
wanna take that here.
Okay, we'll take that and we'll check that out. Okay, going to item 9B. As discussed earlier, we had a meeting, the item B is direction from the town council for data collection regarding the housing authority and town-owned properties. That requires a little bit of context. As I discussed earlier, we had a meeting last week to discuss this matter. We agreed that the council will provide feedback on data that's needed to take the next step over the next few months. This process is a long process. It will go through the election timeframe and the next council and possibly a new mayor. Heather provided some data points in the packet that's here in your packet in terms of what type of data we need to collect. And the data that's required, data points, it's really for everyone in the council as well as potential candidates. I would say, you know, one idea that I would recommend to the council is give, you know, a couple of weeks to everyone, including the candidates, future candidates, to provide comments to the council and the town manager. But I'd like to open up the discussion based on the data points that Heather has provided, and the council can discuss this, and then we can make a decision. The data points are in item 9B in your packet.
I don't think we need to make any decisions tonight. We should table this for another month. I made some phone calls into some demo companies, and I'm still waiting for feedback. You see, Joe ran into some roadblocks already, so it's gonna take a lot more time before we could give the town any direction, in my opinion. So I personally would like to table this for at least 30 more days.
I agree. Sure. Because like we said before, we need to find out what we can do in demolishing the area there. So, and it's gonna take some time. It's not something you can do in a couple of weeks. I agree.
Pam was recommending the data. What do you think, Pam?
Well, the information that Heather provided, there's actually some of that data that I didn't even think of that we would need. Still not even sure. I'm sorry. I can't, is it on? You guys hear me?
Press the button.
It's on.
It's on? Okay. This list is a lot longer and I thought my list was a lot longer than I thought. Some of the stuff I'm not even sure we need. And I'm hoping that if we can pursue that, real estate board that was a free assessment would answer a lot of these questions the staff doesn't have. And I would ask, town manager, if your thoughts were that you were going to provide all this information that you just listed.
No.
'Cause there's a whole lot of data here.
So it was my understanding at the meeting on the 7th that the council was going to provide a list. And I didn't receive anything, so I just tried to compile.
Oh, I've got my list. I thought we were going to talk about it tonight. And
Okay.
what it was, we were just talking about, we weren't making a decision on anything other than just what is the information that we want to gather. And I think you covered it and then some. So if you need to table it, I'm not sure that we're in the gathering information stage, even the number of how much it costs to demo it.
Correct, like, I'm trying to save the staff some work, so I have calls out to a big company in Wilmington, and they're gonna get back with me, so I'm like, okay, great, but they didn't get back with me in time. So, again, it just goes to show you, we just can't tell the town staff to go do something.
No.
Because sometimes the work behind it is a lot longer than it is anticipated. It's easy for us to say it, but the execution is a
So
lot
make a
harder.
motion.
So, yeah, I make a motion, we table it for at least 30 days.
Sure.
Second by Councilman Hines. Any more discussion?
I have my list too, but it's good for me to compare to what came up, so.
Okay, if you have a motion and a second and no discussions, how do you vote? Pam?
Yes.
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 Okay, so the decision is to tape. Yes, ma'am.
Who was first and second?
First was Councilman Hines, second was,
No, I'm second.
first was Councilman Marciano, second was Councilman Hines.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. Item 9C that was amended regarding security camera initiative and discussion to approve the cost. So, Town Manager, could you elaborate, please?
Mayor, so first we have item 10A.
Oh, I'm sorry. I go to new business. I apologize. My mistake. I put my list on the wrong. Okay, 10A, new business. Possible approval, budget amendment number 3 for fiscal year 25-26 in the amount of $8,000 for Park and Recreation Senior Holiday Trip. So, Town Manager, contents?
Thank you, Mayor. So the Parks and Recreation this year has offered a new program. It's a senior social trip that will take place in December. So the first 40 spots sold out just in like a day or so. So they opened up 40 additional spots, which then sold out, and now we have 2 on the waiting list. But it was a prepay event, so the money that has been paid needs to be reallocated back to the additional programming line item for the remainder of the fiscal year. So this is just simply moving the $8,000 that was the revenue from the senior social trip back into, out of the general fund, back into the expense line item for additional programming under Parks and Recreation.
Is it zero-sum game?
I'm sorry?
There's no any additional funds.
No, sir.
I make a motion, we approve.
Okay, the recommendation is action to approve the budget amendment number 3 to transfer $8,000 from fund balance to expense line item 10-620-90-8, additional programming for the senior holiday trip. So,
I motion.
motion by Councilman Marciano, second by Councilman Hines. Any more discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, that is approved. Okay, so now it's item B, correct? Item B is security camera, so you can go ahead and add some context.
Thank you, Mayor. So with the recent announcement on Facebook that there were not security cameras, we had an incident over at the town hall that resulted in a break-in. I believe 3 vehicles were broken into. So I spoke with Chief Longo with the fire department. He actually has a side business where he installs security camera systems. So he came out Friday and did a walkthrough of the buildings, and he's provided 2 quotes. The first quote is for the community center and the town hall. They would all be within one system, and then the police department would be a separate system. But they're all able to be viewed on the same programs.
Is this the only quote?
It is.
Who has the side business?
Chief Longo.
You didn't go after any other quotes?
No, I've reached out to one other person, and they haven't been by, so this is what I have thus far.
I'm just trying to think, should we be prudent to get more quotes so it doesn't look like Chief Longo's the only one in game? Because usually we try and get 2 others, correct?
Yes.
Standard practice will be at least 3 quotes,
Yeah.
just to compare contrast.
So can we give him a not to exceed money and then get additional quotes? Get a
No,
none? Just get it open, complete, just go back to the drawing board? Is that what you're saying?
Just go after 2 more quotes, or at
Just
least
go
one
after
more.
at least 2 more.
Secure Lock out of Jacksonville, just curious. That's a company, no affiliations to, not collecting any monies from. Just drive by them every day. And I know they do a lot of security systems for Jacksonville Marketplace.
So what would you like the motion to be?
Well, you know, if we want to get more quotes, that's fine, but I can vouch for Brandon. He's done a lot of work in the churches around here, and especially in our church, where anytime something went wrong, he was right there, right then. So if you want to get more quotes, that's fine, but I can vouch for his work and what he does and how prompt he is on getting to you when you have a problem.
Mayor, I will say that I did feel like this was extenuating circumstances, so that's why it was brought to the council tonight without 3 quotes.
So, any recommended motion? What do you want?
I'll make a motion to get the 2 more quotes.
And I'll second.
Okay, motion and second. Any more discussion?
Josh, motion for 2 more quotes, I second.
So will this be tabled for an additional 30 days until the next meeting?
Well, unless you get 3 no's, then we go back to the original motion. So let's just see how this plays out first. Does that make sense?
So you
The
want,
urgency is what you're asking, what is the urgency and how quickly we need to do it? That's what you want to find out, right?
Yes, sir.
And you feel like it's urgent to do it.
That's my opinion.
because of the break. So what I had suggested, what I mentioned to Mayor Pro Tem was, let's set up a high ceiling for the cost, get 3 quotes, and then we can make a decision between those 3 quotes for the best cost, for best performance.
I don't know how do we know what the high cost is? Just because did Brandon come to you, or did you reach out to Brandon?
I reached out to
So
Brandon.
you reached out to Brandon, when did you speak to him?
I spoke to him the beginning of last week. The beginning of last week. He was on site Friday.
Friday.
Okay, so within the whole week, we got 1 quote. Did you reach out to anyone else?
I did.
And nobody responded?
No, sir.
Okay, so I understand there's an urgency, but I still think we should get 3 quotes, and just because there's an urgency doesn't mean we should push everything aside and just go with Brandon and Brandon alone. And I'm not quite sure he feels comfortable just going with just his quote. It's standard business practice to get more quote and compare, contrast what we're going on. We have had cameras for a long time. There has been incidences. I understand the urgency, but I think we should get 3 quotes, not set a bar of payment of money, how much we should go up. I don't know. I need something to compare to.
And if these quotes that we do get relatively quickly, say over the next 7 days, you do get 2 more quotes, come back to us. We don't have to wait till the next meeting. We could either call for a special meeting just to make sure we meet the need.
Okay, so the motion is to wait until we get 3 quotes. Did you make a motion?
He motioned, I
Motion was made,
second, now we
second.
just vote. Unless there's
Okay,
any more
motion by Mayor Pro Tem Patty, second by Councilman Mastriano. Any more discussions?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it, we get 2 more quotes? Is that what, do we have, or,
discussion? Yes, sir.
okay.
At least 2 more.
Okay,
You get 2 more quotes, and if you have to make a decision, we call for a special meeting and
yes,
make a decision.
understood.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
okay, so. You okay, Margaret, with the decision? Okay, now back to person wishing to address the town council. As before, you have 3 minutes. And do you have anybody signed up?
Yes, sir. First up is Belinda Scholler.
Ms. Shaw?
Belinda Scholler, 111 Highway 17. I just want to bring it up, the fact about future town hall meetings. I know in the past we have done several at several different locations. We are a small town. We want unity. We need one town hall for everyone. And I'm not the only person that feels that way, but I'm the only person that right now that is opening their mouth and saying, unity means bringing together one meeting for everyone. And that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shaw.
Thank you.
Carolyn Sweeney.
I think she replaced Ken.
My name is Carolyn Sweeney, 391 Summer House Drive. I'd like to address the council in regards to possibly forming a beautification committee for the town of Holly Ridge. We had a very successful beautification committee in Summer House a few years ago where we had donations from trees and benches, and it didn't cost anybody anything except those people that wanted to donate a bench or a tree. We had benches donated in groups for the police officers, for the nurses. We even have a bench that was dedicated to the 13 soldiers that were killed in Afghanistan. And many, many trees. People would donate the trees to a loved one or a birthday gift or something like that. So everything was coming from donations. And I'd like the council to maybe do something like this for our little town. Also, for Sound Road, I was wondering if an ordinance could be made that we could get rid of some of the trash, do something about cleaning up the trailers that are setting against some of the buildings. Let's do something. I know it's going to take a while to get things going, but if we could just do something now to make it look a little bit more presentable as you come down South Sound Road, maybe we could expand it to Holly Ridge and further down. We have many people in Summer House that would love to be on this committee. Got lots of people that's interested in this, so just consider it. If not, it's okay. But I was just thinking that if we could just make it look a little bit more presentable as we come down Sound Road. Okay?
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Carol.
Courtney Walger. Pass. Taryn Carranza.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the board and staff. My name is Taryn, and I live at 117 Katrina Street. And I'm here as a concerned citizen of Sneads Ferry Holly Ridge region. I recently reviewed the environmental assessment for the proposed annexation, the Anwassa-Wachovia tracts, completed by CG in October of 2024. And I must address what I believe are serious omissions that raise both environmental and ethical red flags. In 2017, the NC DEQ Division of Waste Management sent this town an official letter identifying a pre-regulatory landfill within Holly Ridge, the Camp Davis landfill, complete with coordinates and a warning that development could disturb buried waste and threaten workers and the environment. That letter was addressed directly to the town's planning and zoning department, yet this known landfill was not included anywhere in the environmental assessment that surveyed these same lands. This raises real concerns about transparency and public trust. This landfill has been passed over repeatedly by the Camp Lejeune Remedial Advisory Board, the Army Corps of Engineers under the formerly used Defense Site Program, Waste Management, and now Pre-Regulatory Landfill Program, all of whom have only taken surface-level looks at this site. Dixon Wells 10 and 11, as well as the new test wells for the future development, fall close to this same footprint as well. Despite this, there has been no full remedial investigation I could find at this time. Building homes and expanding water systems near a known uninvestigated landfill and other unknown contaminations. Other sites. Camp Lejeune Site 111, a PFAS forever chemical site currently under remedial investigation with NAVFAC, also falls within the investigative boundary, yet is missing from the environmental assessment. The Rinrao site, which is mentioned in the assessment, was first identified in 1979, just before EPA's CERCLIS registry came online. It never received investigation or cleanup funding. This site has been associated with 2,4-dinitrophenol, a toxic chemical linked to serious health risks. It too lies within the same environmental investigative boundary. The environmental assessment stated that no reasons existed to move to phase 2 testing and stated they took no soil or groundwater samples. This pattern of deferral, denial, or omission is exactly how we end up with disasters like Camp Lejeune's water crisis. We deserve full disclosure and full testing, not selective paperwork that erases the truth. My request to the board, I respectfully urge the board to pause any advancement of development discussion until comprehensive environmental review is conducted, including all of the sites, as well as soil and groundwater sampling. Formally request DEQ's pre-regulatory landfill unit to reopen investigation regarding these sites within the assessment boundary. Require transparency from Anwassa and all environmental consultants regarding omitted or redacted contamination data. Advocate at the state level that Holly Ridge not become another case study in environmental negligence. We have one chance to protect this land, and it starts with honesty, courage, and accountability right here in this room. Thank you for your time and doing what's right by your people you represent.
Thank you, Ms. Granson.
Mayor, I've got a question to ask. Go ahead. Where is this proposed landfill at?
Ma'am?
It is.
I mean, Camp Davis was a vast area, so where was it actually at?
It's on the protruding governmental land that is directly adjacent from the airstrip. So airstrip is on the one side of Highway 50. If you look on the GIS maps, there's one tract that's rectangular. It falls just beneath Dixon Well 10 and is just north of the concrete facility.
So that's in the land that Camp Lejeune presently owns, correct?
On that side of Highway 50, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Katrina, I remember the developer said that they were not touching that site at all, is what he said in our meeting.
But, so the environmental assessment, it has a perimeter border that, I don't know the exact distance, but it shows on the map where the tracks are and then how far around that their site investigation includes. So these are sites that are known but were excluded from the bubble of investigation site.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Miss April? No more, Mayor.
Thank you. I'm sorry, stand up over there.
Something became obvious to me
Your
that
name
has...
and address, please.
Pardon?
Your name and address.
Name and address.
Oh, Dawn Marie Servan. I live on Cottage Court in the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge. I come to these meetings and I come to events, but I understand this community center hosts an artisan fair and vendors are in here. And all these meetings, which are getting longer and getting to be more popular. But I came in with a friend today, and this is the first time it's been obvious to me that there's no accessible door out there to punch something to get in. So I opened the door for her, and I heard this is not a problem, but we're hosting so many things now. I think it'd be something while we're looking at security, maybe that's something to be looked at. And I don't know if Holly Ridge, I just opened the door and walk in at the town hall, whether that has a front door to get in. It may, but, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
But we don't have one here that I noticed. So just something, that somebody could take a look at that as we get more popular in here, that it may be something that could be well used by people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you all. I appreciate everybody who made comments, and I appreciate who made comments in the beginning and now at the end. Now it's time for town council comments. Let's start with Councilman Hines.
Yeah. I'd like to say that I'm the only one that's responsible for my actions. I'm not responsible for anybody else's actions. I can't say anything about their actions, whether I believe they're right or wrong. They have free speech, but just let everybody know that I do not attack anybody and through my campaigning. The only website I have is one that the campaign set up, and I don't add anything to it. I don't take anything away from it. I don't have a personal Facebook account. I never have, and I never will, because I just don't get into that. I've had a lot of accusations made by me, about me, through people that have accused me of things, and I don't know whether they're cowards or what, but they won't give their real name. If anybody's got a question about me, my integrity, or anything, please call me and we'll talk about it. And I'll give my number out like I always do, 910-329-8261. And if I don't answer, leave a message and I'll get back to you. But I'm not responsible for what anybody else does. I'm just responsible for what I do. And I'm not getting into the mudslinging or anything like that.
Thank you, Councilman Hines.
Thank you for coming tonight. It was nice and peaceful, so I appreciate peace. Thank you.
Councilwoman Hall.
Yeah, thank you all for coming tonight and staying engaged. It's really important. Thank you for bringing that up about the accessible door. I did my first solo with my mother in a wheelchair and a walker this past week at the doctor's office, and it took me 5 minutes to find that square that you hit and opens the doors. I was doing all kinds of weird stuff trying to get in the building, so that's a really good idea. I'm glad you came and you needed it. That helped. Sometimes you don't know you need it until you need it, right? So thank you very much for bringing that to our attention. And also thank you all for all the comments that you brought tonight. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. It's a very civil meeting tonight. I appreciate that. Early voting, I believe, has started.
16.
October 16th, which will be Thursday.
Yeah.
And you have to, the only thing that I'm aware of is the one there at the Board of Elections. I'm not aware of anything else. And that was in an article I read in today's Daily News. But on that note, get out, get your neighbors out, get the people out to vote. And, so once again, thank you very much, and get out to vote. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thanks for coming out. Ask your questions. I'm just at a loss at the last few months. How such a little town has become so divided. There's no place for any of this. We're better than this. We need to come together. Just because you may not agree with certain decisions or certain ways people view things or certain opinions, doesn't mean it's wrong. What we need to do is come together, collaborate, compromise, work together to move forward. It's been difficult to see my wife and my kids brought into this. It's been very, very disheartening to see these last 3 months, and it needs to stop across the board. The election's coming up. We live in a democracy. This is your opportunity to make your voices heard. Pay attention, ask the questions, inform yourself, and do not be bullied by anyone or anything, because you have a full right to ask these questions and be as informed as possible. If you ever have any questions for me, please reach out. You know I'm pretty Johnny on the spot with that kind of stuff. I'd be more than happy to chat with you. But otherwise, try to have a good evening, and we'll see you around town. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Again, we appreciate all the comments and all the participation. I agree completely with everything that the council said, so have a great evening. We're going to go now to town attorney comments. Sam, any comments? Okay, I'm going to read just some of the item announcements. Item 14, Wednesday, October 15th, starting at 6:03 p.m. Candidate forum located right here. Thursday, October 16th, starting at 9:30 a.m. Candidate forum located in Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce. Tuesday, October 21, starting at 6 p.m. Planning Board meeting located in the Chamber of Holly Ridge Town Hall here. Thursday, October 23rd, starting at 6:30 p.m. Zoom be. That's the one that's canceled.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Friday, October 24th, starting at 8 p.m. Movies in the Park, Hotel Transylvania. Tuesday, November 4th, starting at 6:30 a.m. Election Day. Hopefully, this whole thing will be over. Monday, November 10th, starting at 6:30 p.m. Town Regular Council meeting here. Thursday, November 11th, will be closed in the observation of Veterans Day, and there may be some Veterans Day event, Councilman Zabiki, right, that you're going to let us know.
I believe the American Legion will be leading that this year, sir.
Right. And Tuesday, November 11th, annual Veterans Day ceremony at the Liberty Fountain. Now, we're going to item 15. I'm going to try to explain this a little bit. We have a very brief closed session. I don't know if it's brief, but I don't know how much discussion we'll have. We're going to go back and have a closed session for a few minutes. We are not going to make any more decisions or have any more discussions after we come out of closed session. So you are more than welcome to stay until we terminate the meeting or leave. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate your participation as citizens of Holly Ridge, and we look forward to seeing you again in future meetings. So motion to go to closed session?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Zabiki, second by Councilman Hines. Any discussion? How do you vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, we are going to close session. Motion to return to regular session.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Hines,
Second.
second by Mayor Pro Tem Patty. Discussions, all in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay, we are back in regular session. We're recording, you're good? Okay, so I made a mistake. There was a decision to be made by this council, although I said that we won't make any decisions, but it was a result of our closed sessions. We have to make a decision to add a position as public information officer. So I need a motion to agree to create a new position called public information officer.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Hines,
Second.
second by Councilman Marciano. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 4-1, that we are creating a public information officer, and the town manager will decide how to fill it. All right, I guess that's it. Any motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Patty,
Second.
second by Councilman Marciano. Discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you.